issues this morning, but look, it's the virtual shopping channel and Liz.
Good morning. Welcome to the most dangerous show on Wednesday.
Good morning. Wait.
She's putting on all her things.
Guess what we're advertising today?
Ushya.
All right, wait.
She has more. But,
Good morning and welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
VSC edition.
Still waking up. VSC edition. As Liz would say, the most dangerous day of the week. I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in lovely, chilly, not supposed to be as chilly as yesterday, Brevard, North Carolina.
And Liz. I'm a minion there.
I'm being obsessed with my image on the screen. It's so bad. Yeah, Liz is the minion here, and we are trying to sell you some stuff. Just one yarn and one notion this week, cause life. But I made something with our one yarn last night. For those of you who watch us on a regular basis, not just the VSC edition, you saw me show off. Now I'm really curious on this, if this is the same size. The Dragonfire cowl that I made by holding 3 yarns together for my niece. And yeah, it's about the same size. So figure, okay. And I said, well, we should have one for the shop. I had kind of a half one-sided conversation with Liz about this.
You know, dragons and
I made one out of our dragon color, kind of. Yellow-ish is one of our dragon colors, shop colors.
And it has pops of like red in it.
Yeah, and I was like, I think it's only gonna take 1 skein of any of our super bulkies because I misread the pattern. Said no knitter ever. Ever. And so I took home Ushya, which is the yarn we're going to talk about today, and I said, this is 114 yards, so there'll be no problem at all to crank out one of these cowls with Ushya. And it's wonderful. It's so exciting. I'm going to finish it while we're talking so I can wear it. But I misread the pattern because it said, the guy who wrote the pattern said, Williams Crafts said they used a yarn that was like 64 yards, which is like our Plymouth Encore Mega. I'm having troubles with words. I think it's because I can't hear. I'm going to take this off and then show this off again. One of my senses is off and everything's just wonky. And I didn't read far enough. I thought it just took 1 ball because I was holding together worsteds and DKs and fingerings for this, and I had so much left over that I was like, oh my gosh, it's not going to take much yarn at all. I busted that sucker out. So I started busting this sucker out last night. I missed the part. Thank you. Shout out to Amy D for pointing it out that it takes 2 balls of this 60+ yard skein. And so I was halfway through this and went, or a little more than halfway through this and went, uh-oh. And I played Yarn Chicken, and this is how much of the 114 yards I had left. Liz tells me
about 2 yards.
Liz tells me it's 2 yards. So for me, it took about 112 yards to make this, which is really fun. Size 15 needles. I did them on straight needles, long straight needles, because see right here to here is the longest row. Circulars would be fine. You're working flat. It's wonderful. Now that I have showed off my Yarn Chicken, I'm going to weave my ends in and sew a button on. So, but it's so squishy and yummy. It's wonderful. And the reason the Ushya is so wonderful is it's chainette. Let me see if I can. You see that there? It's a chainette. And the cool thing about, so it kind of is braided. the cool thing about chainettes is that you get the warmth without the weight of a twisted. When something is twisted, it's kind of heavy. It can be heavier, which is warm, which is wonderful. What was it? One of our yarn reps told us a while ago. It's like a down coat, right?
Yeah, you want to like with yarns with a bigger halo, chainettes. You want to put them on a bigger needle to where they can trap air bubbles and they'll act like there.
Yeah. So so this is really warm without being like around your neck. So hey, can you read some stats?
I can.
While you're trying to nail bind, which takes all of your hands and attention.
No, I've been paying attention to everything you've said.
Okay. Can you read some stats while I lose my focus because I'm weaving ends in?
So, Plymouth Ushya.
Not Plymouth.
Or Mirasol, I'm sorry. Mirasol Ushya.
I can't get mad at her though because I mean I wouldn't anyway. I call things the wrong thing all the time. I cannot judge.
Ushya is a fine merino wool. It is 98% a wool and 2% polyamide.
So merino, yummy, soft, awesome. Polyamide is what helps a chainette kind of keep its structure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because instead of twisting and plying, it's like braided.
Yeah. So most
without
chainettes will
spinning.
Yeah, most chainettes will have some amount of polyamide or something, nylon, something to kind of help.
It is 114 yards or 115 or I cannot talk this morning. 114 yards or 105 meters for 100 grams. It's considered a super bulky. They are recommending a US 15 for knitting, and for crochet hooks, which is cool, they put it on here, they're recommending an M to a Q.
When yarns are crochet friendly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So big hooks.
Yeah, you don't want to tighten up a chainette because then you're undoing all the work that the chainette does.
Yeah.
Let it be fluffy.
Yeah. I think I did cram it on a 10 and it's pretty tight.
I mean, that's another reason why a chainette yarn can have so much yardage for a super bulky, because a lot of other super bulkies are only like 50 to 60 yards for 100 grams because they're heavier than 100 grams. You get a lot of yardage. Like the what I'm wearing, this is the Moonflower Cardigan. It's hard to see the detail because it's in this luscious, really dark blue it has these hints of like, here's the color. It's so pretty. It almost looks black, but it's like a really dark, not even navy blue. And it's got little hints of almost like magenta and teal in it. Yeah. Little hints, heathery hints. This was knit from the outside in on each side, like starting at the cuff here. See, it's like a house coat. Like my sleeves stick down, so it's not super long sleeve. If you want to make it longer sleeve, you would have to buy more. It's written for like 6 skeins of this stuff on, I want to say 19
needles. And it's a 3 needle bind off.
3 needle bind off up the back. Can you see that kind of maybe? It might be too dark, but that's okay. So there's ribbing, and then you knit in, and then you add stitches on so that you have enough for the body, and you keep knitting. 3 needle bind off up the back, seaming right here. Super easy pattern, wonderful. Moonflower Cardigan, and again, house coat. It's not designed for buttons. It's just designed to wrap around you. I want to say it might have been a one size fits all.
Yeah.
I can't even remember, but I also want to say it might have been a free pattern. I gotta check that out too.
No,
maybe it was a $6 pattern.
Yeah.
But it fits on one page. There was like, I want to say, I don't think there was an error in the pattern. I think it's easy to skip directions. When I first made this, it was my hurricane knitting one year. I ended up with a long sleeve and a short sleeve because I read the directions wrong. But again, only took me 6 skeins. Other people, it might take more than 6 if they want to make it longer or if their gauge is different. Because this thing, yarn chickening, perfect amount of yarn for me. full disclaimer.
Well,
it may not be the perfect amount for you if you want to make this because your gauge might be different than mine.
When Amy looked up the projects on Ravelry last night, she said the yardage was all over the place. Like nobody used a consistent, like there was not a group of consistent yardage.
Which
everybody kind of poof, and you know,
because people will just grab the needles and go because it's cowl, and everyone knits differently, and everyone's using different yarns because they're all different super bulk yarns. But anyway, so I'm sorry, I didn't even know where I butted in. This is what happens when I try to work. I read all the stats
except the price. So normal price is $22.50. This week you'll be saving 15% off that.
15% until next Wednesday. Once this is up and in the products of the week category, which is going to hopefully be sometime today. So,
you're finishing that. I'll show off colors.
I gotta make her work because I'm doing this. Thank you, Liz.
It's okay. At some point today, I'll sit down and play Bejeweled and completely ignore what's going on. So, you know.
And I'll have to answer the door.
Yep. I'll let you do the phone. I'll do the door.
Thank you.
So we have, these do have names.
They do. Some of our yarns only have color numbers and some have names. These have some fun names that, you know, some we might butcher.
Amaranthus. It's a real pretty.
Oh, and like, it's like a burgundy wine-ish color.
But it's brighter than that. It's almost like a burgundy wine with berry, and there's some yellowy flecks.
That's the thing.
In there.
Okay, we'll try to represent as good a color as we can in the photos. Full disclaimer, they have been cycling through colors on this yarn like nobody's business. Like this hat. This is Jane's slouchy hat, which people are like, that doesn't look slouchy. I know. The way I made it, it wasn't super slouchy. But this color, we don't have in the shop anymore because they've discontinued it. But then they release new colors.
That may or may not be similar to old colors.
But they're pretty. So this is a great hat out of one skein of this yarn, but you have to make it in a different color if you're buying it from us.
We have Mallard. It's it looks bluer on the screen than it's a teal.
It's a tealy, yeah.
It's pretty.
It's got some greenies going on in it. Kind of greenish tinge.
We have a nice,
teal is so hard.
Almost pine green, and they're calling this wakame.
And that one I cannot reorder. So whatever we have on the website, I have placed an order to refill some colors and to get their new green, but we won't know what it looks like, the one that's like that, until it arrives, because
their colors on the screen look horrible. This one's called Corn Silk, and it's a pretty yellowy green. It almost matches the Coco Ultra Alpaca that Rebecca's doing her thing with.
It's like, I don't want to call it a pea green because that makes some people go ew.
No, but it's got all these different shades in it. Mm-hmm. It's very alive. It's not like flat.
Yeah, it's yummy.
Then Field Berry, which is one of my favorite purples. In fact, I made a hat out of this.
That one's really, yeah. I want to say pretty much all of these are heathery in some way.
Yep.
And the colors you see will depend.
Cornflower, it's a lighter version of what Rebecca has on.
It's like a jewel tone blue.
Yeah, there's bits of purple.
But it's got that purpley, pinky, like magenta flecks in it. Cornflower, we have a knitter making a sweater out of it, and she keeps coming and getting more. And I think she's finally done. But I think we only have the one skein in stock right now. We've ordered more. Silver Cloud, it is gray and blue at the same time. It's really pretty. It's hard to describe. It's just, if you're going to do a neutral, it's so pretty. Think about a cloud with the blue sky poking through kind of stuff. Sorry, you put some colors over here for me to show off. I'm busy. You know. Then we have white clouds. It's neutral. It's a nice neutral. It's a nice, wonderful, creamy color. Rebecca's malachite that she is wearing. It's that dark blue. It's so gorgeous. With little pops of purple. And I'm so warm and comfy right now. I might have to wear this. Well, she's only wearing like 5 different. Anyway. But yes, okay. Just squirreling off to the side for a second. Yesterday it was cold outside.
Yeah.
And I was only in my my hip stripe sweater, which is a chunky, but that's it. It was cold. And people came up wanting to come in without appointments because it was cold.
I was wearing 2 winter weight
So
shawls
I might have
at
to
one
wear
point.
this for walk-ups today on top of the sweater I'm wearing. And public service, what?
It's going to be like 20 degrees
It-
warmer today, or
I
15.
might still wear this. Public service announcement. I'm holding Liz up. I know. Please go online and make an appointment if you want to come into the shop. Because it really just, you need to know our rules and we need to be prepped for you. And it's a hot mess in here. And so we all need to be organized about this. If you walk up, we help you outside. We love you. We help you outside. Okay.
We had lots of people walk up and want to
be
come
like-
in because it was cold yesterday.
Be like, we can't come in? No.
We weren't very sympathetic.
Pandemic.
We have a
Keeping us all safe.
lovely charcoal gray, which I thought Rebecca should do her dragon fire cowl out of, but she said gray sells itself. No. It does.
Here's how the conversation went yesterday. Okay. Excuse me.
I'm going to sit down. Oh, we have one
You
more
should.
color.
Okay, show that one off, and then I want to reenact
This
that
one is
conversation yesterday.
Beehive, which does look
This is
like
the
a
one-
beehive of honey. It
This
looks
is the one that
gorgeous.
I'm making my. Nope. Okay.
You do
This,
that.
this is how the conversation went yesterday. Which of these should I make my second Dragonfire cowl out of?
You should do it out of the gray or black.
Yeah, I want to make it out of one of these.
No, you should really do it out of the gray or black.
Yeah, those sell themselves. So which one of these? And by the way, we don't have a black. We do have a charcoal gray. She kept pushing for that. I said, which one of these? And then what did you say? Do you remember?
I said, well, the green matches your Barocco Ultra Alpaca shawl.
And I went,
Fine.
okay, which one should I make it out of?
And then I looked at the bag on the table, which was her Hearthstone shawl,
Which I showed off yesterday.
and it's the red.
She didn't even say anything. And I went, okay, this is the one I wanted to make it out of anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to sew this button on so I can show it off. Ow! This is what I get.
Issues.
I stuck myself with the needle because I'm not used to a
Sharp one.
sewing needle. Yeah, so I went home and I started this during knit night and I finished it this morning. I was almost done during my morning meditation. If you want to see what the scale section 2 kind of looks like, there's section 1 and section 2. One builds the width of the shawl, the cowl, whatever the heck this thing is I'm making. And one decreases on the other side. So, I'm trying to get this button on nice and fast, and oh, it's not happy with me now. Thread, Liz.
Thread.
Thread is not my friend. So
It's thinner than like mohair.
this is why I don't work on things while we're filming. So we have a knitter who's making a sweater out of the cornflower. And because it's not this super big loose Moonflower cardigan, she is on like a 7, at least a 17. She might still be on a 19, but hers is, I can't remember the name of the one she's doing right now. But it's a really easy, quick, I think there's a patterned rib up top. It's not just a rib on the collar and the cuffs. Shout out to Judy, by the way. And I want to say it's probably taken her, and she's not making a very big size. It's probably taken her 8 or 9 skeins. So it can get eaten up depending on the project you're making. But for a scarf or a cowl or something,
Even a hat.
yes, it's
I think
quick knits.
I
for
made a
Christmas,
gnome
for
hat with about
holidays.
3 of them, and that included a tassel.
Okay,
So it wasn't
and
a
her
very
gnome
long
hats are like,
gnome hat.
I was gonna say they can be long.
They can be, but
So this stuff is fantastic. It's wonderful. Oh, that's right. That clanging you heard earlier was my scissors falling. Dun, dun, dun.
It's done now. She can wear 5 Ushya, 4 Ushya, 3 Ushya.
I only have 2 on right now. Min.
Yeah, but you'll put the hat back on.
So, ooh, isn't that pretty?
It looks good.
And I'm toasty.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, isn't that pretty? It's, oh, love it. And you can wear it this way. You can wear it this way. There's something online where the collar, this is actually sticking up. I don't know. I have to figure out how that works, but you know, look at that.
It makes a really pretty collar.
Mm-hmm. These buttons, we don't have that many of these left. This is from a company that went out of business. This size are bigger. I want to say these are like 2-inch buttons. They're at least 1.5 inches across. I'm playing around with ideas with this, with how they did this. I can't think straight and do that while I'm talking to you guys on camera. But isn't this cool? It's just, it's very, very cool.
It is. It's a fun.
Somehow they did something where this like stuck up, and this is not it. I'll figure it out.
Issues.
Amy D will figure it out because she was all super excited about making it a collar. But yeah, this, I can't advocate for this enough. If you like a fun pattern, it's not super complicated. Trust the pattern. It's all knitting, a little bit of purling, and some yarn overs, and some knit 2 together through the back loop on this decrease side. Not bad at all. So moving on, we're going to talk about our one notion. This came in last week, and I put it up almost instantaneously online. And I'm just going to put this on. She's getting cold. I just think it looks cool.
There's really no stats for me to read.
Well, I can tell you what I remember from building the website listing. So, Cocoknits Tape Measures came in, and they had natural pebble looking ones, and these are the colorful ones. They are eco-friendly.
They are made from
many
100% fermented plant starch.
Fermented plant starch. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, I do want to point out, so here, I'll hold yours up. They look like little stones, aren't they cute? But colorful. The fermented plant starch, so they're trying to be like reusable materials, or just biodegradable over long periods of time, maybe. The needle gauge that we got had a disclaimer on it of don't get this wet because something might happen to it. This one has a very clear disclaimer on their website that this stuff can get wet. This will be okay. It's 2 meters, which is 70 something inches. So this can get wet. It's not plastic. But it can get wet. What Liz is playing with to find out. So
I have 70 inches.
it's 2 meters long, 70 inches. I think the tape itself might be a little longer, but I bet the markings stop at 70 inches. It's actual, I can't make a noise on this, but it's actual metal. It's not fabric. It's not plastic. Again, it's actual metal. Like if you ever have a real metal tape measure that has the little right angle thing on the end, it's got that, a little tab on it. So to help measure. And it doesn't automatically stay out like a lot of our tape measures do, a lot of classic tape measures do. And there's no retractor button. And I believe they said part of that was to cut down on materials and waste. And part of that was those buttons often get stuck or
what breaks.
Yeah, what breaks, and then you're done. It is still spring loaded inside, so if you let it go, it will snap back in. So you really do have to like actually hook it on something to measure. But you might need to keep it in place with your finger. So like my phone is a good 6 inches long. It's a thin tape, but it has inches and millimeters on it.
Centimeters and millimeters.
I was like, yeah, both. Cosmetric. Yeah.
They come in a cute little bag. No tissue paper.
Oh, look. It says, no tissue paper, no extraneous packaging. It says as you pull it out in red letters, 78 inches. It thinks it is. Liz found
So
70.
I might not have pulled it out all the way. It was kind of difficult. Not difficult in a bad way, just it.
She didn't want to keep going.
Yeah.
That's why I laughed. It says in red. Okay, take a look. Take a look. It says right there. 78 inches, 2 meters. Cocoknits. And then 10, 20. Oh, it's got, yeah, it in red, it like marks off the feet. And it marks off
10
the
centimeters.
10 centimeters, yeah, every metric.
Yeah.
Sets of 10. So I think these are absolutely adorable. And here's the thing is that these colors, they have funny names. So did I already move the bag? Yes, I did. What a day it's going to be.
So the pink one is Wild Rose.
Wild Rose. That one kind of makes sense. Rose, right? This kind of grello-y one is called Mustard Seed. Some might say this is yellow. Some might say this has a tint of green to it. Mustard Seed.
This is blue. Like, it even on the screen.
It's like a powdery blue. It's like
Yeah.
the robin's egg Baker's Keep.
Yeah. They're calling it sea glass.
Okay then.
Which, for some could be because our sea glass yarn is green.
Yeah.
I'm
so
like,
we go.
this isn't that. And the box also said green.
Yes. Well, okay. So the boxes that Cocoknits come in have more generic names for the colors, and the listings online have the
Fancy.
fancy names, fancy fruity, fun. So,
Yeah.
so Wild Rose, Sea Glass, Mustard Seed. They are. Did we say what they were?
We did not. Normal price, $15.95.
Longest tape measure we have in the shop. I think the ones before that, the mindful tape measures, which are not the product of the week, are 60. So this is almost 20 inches longer. If you keep going, if you have really long garments you want to measure, oh my God, this is fantastic. We have some tape measures in the shop that are only 40 inches, which means I can't even measure my bust with them. So, but this, Liz was pointing out because it's metal.
It's a very flexible metal.
Yeah. So
it might
we
not
were
be-
worried the metal might not be good for measuring body parts.
It might
bust and
have
arms
issues measuring body parts, but
but
it's
look,
very flexible.
I can wrap that up down to a few inches and still have a nice circle. So it might be pretty good. We'll have to see. Anyway, I think these are wonderful. I love Cocoknits products because they are aesthetically designed. They tend to be very functional. I mean, I love their stitch markers because you get the most bang for your buck. You get so many more than you get in a Clover pack, and they're only a little bit more expensive, but you get like more than double, if not 3 times the number. A lot of their packaging is very functional.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway. So tape measures and Ushya, that's what we got because we are working on some hat and sweater kits for y'all that may not get up until tomorrow. But because we're trying to get more things up on the site means we can't get as much. My energy's got to go somewhere, people. And there's only so much of it. So I'm doing the best I can. And we're doing it all for you. So, squishy, yummy,
Ushya
wonderful
is so
yarn.
soft and squishy.
I ordered more of this yarn because we were low on some colors and some colors are gone. I don't know if I ordered a replacement for the orangey red. I can always look into that. But I ordered a replacement. I don't know how long it will take to come in. Sometimes it's really fast. The time we're in between Thanksgiving and Christmas concerns me that shipping might slow down because not only is it package time, more people are sending packages because they're not traveling for Christmas, and more people are ordering things online, period. So if we get it in, we'll list it.
With UPS and FedEx, it should go fast.
Oh yeah.
But
It's
a crazy time.
It is. I was seeing something how they usually plan it's between 60 and 70 whatever unit, like 1,000 or something packages a day normally this time of year. And just pandemic wise, people are ordering and sending like 80,000 or something, and it's probably gonna pick up. So
Yeah, I keep seeing news things saying if you're going to mail packages, mail them as soon as
as you
possible.
possibly can.
Like,
my family's packages
Tomorrow could be too late.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting our packages out to y'all as fast as we can. We tend to only go to the post office on Wednesdays and Fridays, but I went on
And that
Monday.
is for our safety as well as
Yeah. I went on Monday because we had so many from last weekend. If we have an overabundance of packages, I'll try to go on Monday, but our guarantees for getting things out is Wednesday and Friday. So we will keep doing that regularly. Anyway, yeah, so I think we're gonna go get ready for our day, but we will be back. We have at least one question for tomorrow.
we do. It's a fun one too.
Yeah. Oh, before we move off this topic, I don't think last week I went over the details of how you save. So these two items you can save by walking up to the shop and saying, hey, I would like to buy some Ushya and I want to use product of the week. Or, if you come up to the shop and don't know about our products of the week and buy a tape measure or some Ushya, we'll give you a discount. If you want to buy it online, you need to wait until it magically appears in the products of the week category that we have. Because that's when you'll know that I've activated and switched the codes from last week's to this week's.
It's magic online, but it takes time here.
It takes a bit of work here. If it could be a magic button or a magic whoop and it would be done, I would so do it. And you don't automatically get the discount. You need to enter the code product of the week with singular, not products, but product of the week. And I believe I put spaces between all the words to get product of the week. Please contact the shop if you're trying to enter the code and it's not working. Before you click take my money, contact the shop so we can work out any bugs or kinks that are happening with the system, because that will happen. Technology is great except for when it's not. So
And it's that time of year. Technology just wants to make everybody's life.
All right, so that's the wrap up of our VSC. Tomorrow we have a fun one for Dear Becky and Lizzie. Remember, you can always send us snail mail. We love getting letters. You send it to Dear Becky and Lizzie, Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712.
And I was told we could mention this.
What?
There's a possible social media sale going on, but if YouTube followers reach 500,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
because we're getting there slowly, but we're getting there.
We like having sales, and we like having them because things have happened. We like rewarding our followers and our customers as often as we can, but we can't just do it just because I've decided we can't just do it just because. So
We're finding reasons to do it, not just because. So 500 subscribers, we'll do a YouTube sale.
We're under 500. If we can get up to 500 subscribers on YouTube, we will have a special sale code just for you that we will announce and write only here on YouTube. We won't put it anywhere else. We'll only talk about it here. So if you follow us here and you're caught up on the episodes, you can get a special code for our online shop. Most of the codes and things we do online are like social media or YouTube, like here. Well, newsletter sometimes, like this is one where you can get it in the shop or online.
Yeah.
The YouTube one will probably only be online. We'll discuss it. It could be, if you know the magic catchphrase, you could use it at the shop for the YouTube one, but you have to know the password. And we haven't thought up what the password will be yet. We're going to wait till we hit 500 followers. So every inch we get closer to a new milestone is fun, and we'll celebrate it most likely with sales. Because that's how we do stuff. Anyway, So yes.
Yeah.
If you want to squeeze in another question by tomorrow, you can email liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
Or you can send us a snail mail letter.
You already
did that.
you were nail binding. I already went through the whole address. Right before you said the social media sale.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't paying attention.
I did it. I was really surprised that you weren't like, I'm going to butt in with part of the address. I just did the whole address because you did all the work earlier while I was sewing. So, you know. You could tell them the address again if you want. But
Yeah.
I think we're good, right?
We're good.
Maybe? Okay.
We're good.
And then just to review the end of the week, you can join us for virtual sit and stitch. I don't know why I'm having problems with words now. We're both having problems with words. Yeah, if this wasn't the VSC, this could be the title of our episode. But the VSCs are titled with what we actually talk about. So
yeah.
So Friday night, virtual sit and stitch on Zoom, 6 to 9 Eastern time. And you can join with the shop phone number, which is 828-877-3550.
I don't even remember the shop phone number. So fortunately, Zoom saves it in my.
Tricky. We try to put the link in all of our descriptions. So you can, like, something you can just click on and go. But if you click on it and go at a time that is not Tuesday or Friday, 6 to 9, you may get stuck in the wait room and no one ever lets you out of it because it's not a real meeting time.
It won't even let you on if it's not a real.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't tried.
Like,
sometimes it lets me know that someone's tried.
Yeah. If I were to go right now and click on it, it would be like the meeting hasn't even started yet. And you get to.
And I get an email saying, so-and-so is trying to join your meeting. So, and I'm just like, okay. They'll have to come back at the right time. Okay, we should go. Yeah. Thanks for joining us today. Stay safe out there and warm. Make yourself something to stay warm.
Winter is coming.
Winter is always coming. Winter is here.
Actually, it's
not official.
It is meteorological winter started yesterday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because was it you or Brian yesterday? It was like, well, technically it's still fall, and I just shot you a look. It was Brian.
It was Brian. There are a couple different start dates. There's astronomical winter, which starts on,
which just sounds huge,
December 21st.
I'm sorry. It's astronomical.
And on the winter solstice, it starts. But meteorological seasons.
Oh, I was gonna say, is there an astrological winter? No. Anyway, meteorological winter starts
December 1st and goes through the end of February.
And then
spring starts.
And then there's the winter solstice. Is that the start of winter?
That's the astronomical start of winter.
But that's the winter solstice is December
21st.
Yeah.
But
you said the I'm so confused.
The meteorological start of the season starts on the 1st of the month. So they broke up the calendar into like 4-month segments and went. So like everybody's like summer starts on X day, but actually
December.
Yeah. So December to the end of February is meteorological.
I forgot yesterday was
the beginning of December.
I don't want to think about that.
It's still March.
Can I forget that? Yeah, it is. Didn't we say we were going to stop like 5 minutes ago?
We did. But this is us, so.
Who needs to do work today, you know? Yeah.
I don't know. Vikings are probably going to be showing up.
Ooh, speaking of Vikings, we ordered pins, and I think they're still overseas. They'll get here someday. The Vikings are paddling.
Maybe.
From overseas. The long oarsmen are trying their best to get you the Viking pins. We'll let you know.
But instead of the narrower of the two oceans, they're going across the Pacific. So
they're going the long way.
They're taking the long way.
I'm hoping when we get them, we might be able to say, hey, if you spend over a certain amount, we'll throw in a Viking pin. So, to be determined. Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Yay!